Virginia with the all-time turnaround title.
Good morning, Wahoo Nation. This is Seattle Who with our second Wahoo Wake-Up of the season. Hopefully it won't be the last. Saturday, we have Virginia Tech. That's a good time for another Wahoo Wake-Up. So, hey, let me first cut this music off. All right, so this live broadcasting is very different from making videos. Everything is like out there up front. All your mistakes, all your ugliness, just there's no fixing it. All your little quirks and ticks are out there for the world to see. All right, so hey, let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about with you is Notre Dame. That's the opponent. We are tempted to think of Notre Dame as a gimme. We're used to owning Notre Dame, and in the season preview, of course, I don't think any of us were very high on them. We had them pretty much picked in the bottom third of the league, and so far that probably looks like where they belong. However, they're going to be the second best team that we have played. Actually, no. That's right. San Francisco is actually ranked higher than they are, but by about a few slots. But this is going to be, I think, the second best offense that we've played. Notre Dame is playing very well on offense, and they are not the same team that they were at the beginning of the season because their transfer, Trey Wirtz, is now eligible. He was not eligible at the beginning of the season. His waiver was denied for some reason by the NCAA. And then Mike Bray spearheaded the charge to have a blanket waiver so that all transfers could play this year, and the NCAA, they finally did that. And so Wirtz has been able to play a couple of games. And let's go into the stats in a minute, but first let me make a couple other points that we're going to talk about. Notre Dame's going to be extremely challenging to our defense. They run a lot of action. They're going to move the ball a lot. They're going to move people around a lot. They're going to basically play a 5-out offense most of the time, which is going to bring, of course, our big men out to the perimeter. And how are Jay Huff and Caden Shedrick going to do out there on the perimeter the whole game long? And that's always been Notre Dame's strategy, at least for the last few years against us. They don't really have a post game, and they're built around a 3-point shot, just like most teams today. They have some similarities to Gonzaga, mainly in that they like to take early shots. They like to bring it up and either go all the way in transition or set a quick play and get a quick shot. They don't want to play their offense deep into the shot clock if they can avoid it. And other similarities is they're smart, and they're going to set a lot of screens and do a lot of handoffs, and they're going to be alert to whatever defensive mistakes might be made. And we saw how that went on Saturday. So we're going to see how much the Hoos have improved since then. But first, let's take a little bit of a look at Notre Dame statistically. I've got their page up, their KenPom page. You can see up in the top here that they're number 89, and there's a lot of orange on their schedule, which means they've lost 4 games. They've won 3 games, and the best team that they have beaten is number 52, Kentucky, by a point. Kentucky's not a very good basketball team this year. They're probably a little overrated. But, other than Kentucky, Notre Dame, they've played a good schedule. It's just they haven't beaten anybody who's a good team. They've lost to Michigan State, Ohio State, Duke, and Purdue. So they're 0-3 against the Big Ten, and so far 0-1 against the ACC. But it's not all bad for Notre Dame. If you look over here on the scouting report, you can see their offense. There's a lot of green. They do get a lot of shots blocked. They don't get many offensive rebounds. but they're not turning the ball over. They're shooting the ball well, and their adjusted efficiency is number 28 in Division One. So, good offense, defense. Conversely, you see a lot of red. If you look at it a little more carefully, though, one of these is free throw percentage. So forget that. Free throw percentage defense is not a thing, except maybe that you can choose who you foul. But they don't steal the ball, they don't force turnovers, and they're giving up a pretty high three-point percentage. Now, Notre Dame has not been known for their defense of late. What they are known for is their offense, and this graphic is pretty good at showing you, who's going to play. Prentice Hub, 93.6% of their minutes. Dane Goodwin, 93.2% of their minutes. So the two juniors that's the heart and soul of the team. And then Cormac Ryan, who transferred from, I believe, Stanford, and Nate Lashevsky are their other two mainstays, each of those playing over 80% of Notre Dame's minutes. And the primary substitutes are going to be Nikola Jogo down here. He's played 31% of the minutes, 6'8" senior, he'll be a backup big man. And then we'll have to see, who's going to start. I probably St. Wahoo has told you who's going to start in his preview. But the fifth and sixth guys are going to be probably, I would imagine Trey Wirtz will be the starter. He's possibly one of their more dynamic players. Kind of a little bit like Trey Murphy for us. He's a transfer who is primarily a spot-up jump shooter in the offense at this point. And he's doing very well at it. If you come over here to the extreme right of the screen, you can see their three-point percentages. Prentice Hub, 37.5%, 3 out of 8. It's pretty good. Trey Wirtz, 6 out of 13. Dane Goodwin, 11 of 25. Nate Lashevsky, 12 of 21. All those guys shooting outstanding from three. Cormac Ryan, not too bad, 14 of 41. Notre Dame, they're burning it up from the nets, and that's going to be a tremendous challenge. Our defense this year has not really shown itself up to the task of covering this kind of team. So, as we said, they don't get a lot of rebounds. Let's see, their defensive rebounding percentage, I guess they're about middle of the pack, a little bit better than median at controlling their defensive boards. Jawan Durham is their main interior guy there. But offensively, he's not really a threat on the offense too much. He can do things in the paint. He can draw some fouls. But he's not going to be out there shooting a three. When he's out on a perimeter, he's out there to reverse the ball or to set screens. He may not play much against us. We don't really have an interior offense. We don't have a post offense that really needs that kind of defender. So very likely they're going to put 5 guys out on the perimeter. All right. So let's maybe get into the video a little bit. I do have a couple of videos for you, one showing Notre Dame on offense and one showing Notre Dame on defense. And I'm going to there's more. I put more time in on Notre Dame's offense, partly because I kind of want to use it for a little bit of a polemic about Virginia's offense. Tony, in the offseason, he put in this 5-out set, and as any of you who've been following my commentary this season know, I'm a little nonplussed because it doesn't include any screening, not just ball screens, but there really isn't any off-ball screening taking place in this offense either. It's basically 5 guys just doing motion and making cuts, and you're supposed to beat your man off the dribble. And as we've seen, as Zach Carey of Locker Room Access has pointed out quite effectively, we're not beating people off the dribble, except sometimes Kihei Clark. One little quibble about this championship mug. I'm right-handed. I drink my coffee with my right hand. Well, I guess we can. While I'm drinking, I can look at 2019 NCAA national champions, but it's showing you guys the schedule. I want to show off to the audience national, but I have to drink it left-handed, and it's just not natural for me. All right, so enough of that. Let's get into the video. Trying something new today. I wanted to do it last time. Let's see how it works this time. All right. So we have our Notre Dame offense video here. I wonder if I can zoom it in a little bit so you can see it better. Let's see. Will that do it? Let's unlock. Yes, that'll do it. All right. All right, so as you can see, this first clip is Notre Dame's offense, 5-out offense with ball screens, with a side ball screen. All right, let's get me off the screen. Nope. Get me off there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to scrub it a little bit here. Just watch. Nate Lashevsky. What's he doing there? So keep an eye on him. All right. So we have a side ball screen. And you can look here. There's nobody in the paint. All 5 guys are on the perimeter. And if you look off the ball, when number 2 here, when he passes the ball, he comes this way. This man here is going to go that way, and you get a little bit. It's not quite a screen, but it's a little. It forces the defense to make decisions and create some traffic. All right, so and we get an open shot. All right, now what happened here? This time, let's scrub it. And let's bring it to, all right. Actually, it already happened. To me, this is lazy defense. All right, so now I want you to watch this man here, number 50, Travion Williams. That's their big man. His man is Nate Lashevsky. Now watch what he does. He switches. Absolutely no need to do that. And what that results in is you've got Trey Wirtz, who's a guard and a three-point shooter, being guarded by a big man. So now, focus on number 2. All right. This is not the way to defend a good three-point shooter. Let it run. That's all right. Now here's another one with a side ball screen. And once again, you're going to see Purdue's defense lazily allow an easy switch. Let's run it, and then we can talk about it. All right, there's your side ball screen and your switch. And boom. All right, what happens here? So maybe while we were watching the ball, we have right here Nikola Jogo, big man for Notre Dame. Goodwin is a guard. So Jogo's being guarded by the big white guy, and Goodwin's being guarded by the guard. Now watch what happens here on this side as the action takes place. Right. So there, the defense, they'd switched. Now these guys switch back, and the defense slow to react. Why? I don't know. Because number 5 isn't really paying attention, and now you get open shot in the corner. All right, so that's what happens. Notre Dame's going to run a lot of that. And that's something similar to what we used to run in our continuity ball screen offense, where let's bring it back. All right, where the big man's got the ball here. He passes it, and then he follows it and sets a screen. Come off that. All right. And then he rolls. Did you watch him roll? In the past, we used to run that a lot. And very often, that ball, when it would get over here and the roll comes, that pass would be made. We haven't done it in a while. Tony seems to have gotten away from the continuity ball screen offense. So now let's see Notre Dame, the same 5-out offensive set with a middle ball screen. Let's just run it and then we'll break it down. There you have the screen. All right, good ball movement, excellent ball movement. But let's see if we can figure out what else happens here. All right, for some reason, now there's been 17 seconds on the shot clock, but our good friend here, number 50, yeah, that's Travion Rose. Our good friend, number 50, is guarding Trey Wirtz again. I think this was an out-of-bounds play. And then you've got the other big man guarding Leshevsky. So they run the screen, and the switch is made. Now Williams, what's he doing? He's coming to protect the basket. And this puts Purdue in a scramble mode. And Notre Dame makes them pay. All right. Now, I love this one. This is another thing that's similar to what we used to do a lot. It's not strictly a roll replace, but there's a bit of a roll replace principle here. You're going to watch the trailer come in from here, and then you're going to have a high ball screen action, and then they're going to run off of that. So let's clear that out. Let's run it. Here comes the trailer. He sets a couple screens, and now he rolls. And look what that does. 2 defenders there. Number 25 has to recover. Look who's wide open. Now see how 23 over here, he's going to come up the arc. He's going to go in, he comes up, and then he went down in the corner, and he's going to come back to here. You got good floor spacing and no chance to recover. All right, they're going to do this. They're going to do this a lot. And how well we handle it is going to determine how well we perform in a defense. And this is something that we could do to them. All right, now this is what handoffs. You don't have real ball screen action here, but you do have handoffs which do a similar thing. They force the defense to make decisions. Do I switch? Do I stay with my man? Maybe guys run into each other. And they're looking to get an advantage, move the ball from side to side, and thereby create driving lanes. So let's see what happens. All right. Here's a handoff. Then you get a drive, and boop. Simple. All right, this is something else we have to watch out for. You'll notice 26 seconds on the shot clock, so this is in transition. Again, watch number 14. We see this a lot. We're going to see it from Notre Dame. Whoop! He slips. The defense is completely unaware. He misses, but he gets fouled. Here it is again. And there he makes the basket. Cannot do this. Cannot allow Notre Dame to do that. All right. We're going to come back to the video thing soon. We're going to take a look at when Purdue has the ball. All right. But first, let's talk about Notre Dame's offense. They've got a lot of shooters on the floor. They don't have a lot of guys who are going to beat you off the dribble. Who's going to beat you off the dribble on this roster? Let's take a look at them again. Prentice Hub, yeah, he can beat you off the dribble. But we'll have probably Kihei Clark guarding him. He's got some inches on Kihei, but his shooting stroke's going to hinder his ability to really just hoist the ball over Kihei. Trey Wirtz, standstill shooter. Dan Goodwin, Cormac Ryan, Nate Lashevsky, Juwan Durham, Nikola Jogo. These are not your best dribble drive players. So they're looking to get you with ball movement and screens and cuts. So again, it's going to be a test of our defensive alertness. It's going to be a test of our rotations. So, all right, let's get back to the video. And I want to show you a couple of plays from Purdue. The first, you can see here it says Purdue pin down screen. So in this one, I want you to watch. Sometimes this thing doesn't want to let my finger grab the little cursor thing. All right, let's run it. All right, number 50. Big man pops out to do the reversal. This is going to look a lot like our mover blocker. So first, let's watch number 50 as this play runs through. There you go, see? All right, so 50, Travion Williams, he's going to come out, get the ball for the reversal. Notre Dame picks up the receiver. So he dribbles over. We'll do this a lot. And now, you can see there. Oh, there's this screen over here. And now this is a screen here. And the defender tries to come through all this traffic. And they get the open look in the corner. This is something that we're trying to do. That's our sides offense. That's what we want. That's what we hope for. You've seen all of our great shooters do that. We haven't been able to do it much the last few years because defenses aren't that lazy anymore against us. ACC defenses just are not that lazy. All right, now this is another play. If we're going to listen to Jay Willie from last night in the Locker Room Access, the Jay Willie show, they said they're going to try to throw the ball into Jay Huff in the paint more. So maybe that means him posting up. I hope not. I hope if we're going to be posting anyone up, it's going to be Sam Hauser. But, that's a topic for another moment. But first, what's interesting about this is how Notre Dame chooses to defend the post up. So let's see. Can I? Yeah, it's going to let me do this. All right. First, we get. Right. All right. The ball's up top. Travion Williams is going to get it in the post. Now, the two things to watch, because we're going to do a similar kind of thing. The ball's in the middle. As the ball is passed to the side, Williams is going to come to the ball, and this man here is going to set a screen. Let's clear it and play it. All right. Doesn't really do much, but it does allow Williams to get a clean post entry, which is something that, we have trouble with sometimes. Now let's run it and watch the defense. There's the cutoff. What do you notice? They choose Notre Dame chooses to let Travion Williams go one-on-one against Nate Laszewski. They're not double teaming. I mean, this isn't a double team. What number 2 does, Wirtz, or no, not Wirtz. Yeah, Wirtz, number 2. That's really what you kind of want to see Williams do, is hit this man here. Because that's just weak, lazy defense. All right. These are 2 things. I don't know that Notre Dame's going to do these against us. You know, when I was scouting Gonzaga and I watched the Iowa game, I saw a lot of lazy defense. And, you know, I saw things that I thought we could exploit. Then when we got out there on Saturday or, you know, later that day, you know, Gonzaga's defense was anything but lazy. And they worked a lot harder than I had seen, and they made life difficult on us. Now, of course, we didn't really attack them the way I thought we would attack them, but, you know, we relied on size and then the 5-out read and react. As Zach Carey said, you know, 58% of the time we use that 5-out read and react. And really got nothing out of it because there's only it depends on people really just being able to get open on their own without any help from their teammates. And it's such a weird departure for Tony. I don't understand it. It's counter to all the principles that he's used before. I don't get it. I confess I just don't get it. So we can't really rely on Notre Dame to be this lazy against us. They probably won't be. But those are a couple things to look out for. We should definitely try to post them up and see if they are going to allow our post players to go one-on-one. You know, if they're going to do that, maybe we can have some success. I would, myself, personally, I would have Sam Hauser be posting up his man. And because, you know, he's a very good passer. He's a very good shooter. He's a threat there. Jay, not as much. Jay's much better out on the perimeter. What I want to show you guys, this is amazing. This is our Virginia page. Look at Jay Huff, 144.9 offensive rating. Trey Murphy, 146.6. These 2 guys are carrying the offense. Look over here on the extreme right. Trey Murphy, Jay Huff are both shooting 50% or more from 3. Huff has 10 attempts in 6 games. You might his minutes, only 51% of the minutes. Yeah, he needs to stay out of foul trouble. Well, you know what? He's committing 3.2 fouls per 40 minutes. And that stat even is inflated from the Gonzaga game. But, you know, 10 3-point attempts. The other thing I don't like about Jay Huff's offensive statistics, this is synergy. Let's come down here and look. Play types. 37.5% of his shots have been spot up. And then cut, which basically means somebody's penetrating and he's just cutting to the hoop. Then third, post up. Then offensive rebounds. Then isolation. What does this mean? This is probably out of the 5-out read and react where he's getting the ball in his space, and then he's supposed to do something with it. And 4 times, 6 points, he's done pretty well with it. Mostly, you know, that's probably on closeouts. And then we come down here and we get to pick and roll man. Not even 2 plays. 2 plays in 6 games. And he has scored on both of them. Now, I'm going to do, let's show you guys something here. Let's go to last season. Virginia Cavaliers. Player Jay Huff. All right. Pick and roll man, 91% rank amongst Division I players. Excellent. 1.333 points per possession. Extremely efficient. And that was his number one play 20% of the time. And then you look, post up. Right behind it. 19.5% of the time. Half the points per possession. In the 20th percentile. Below average. You know, this is not Jay Huff's game. Now let's go back one more season to 2018-2019, and let's select Marquette. There we go. Marquette. Sam Hauser. Yep, Sam Hauser. Look at Sam Hauser. Post up 12% of the time. Almost a point per possession. 75%. Very good. Sam, spot up. Coming off screens, not great. Pick and roll man, not great. Average. But look at this. Pick and roll ball handler. Again, 85%. Isolation, pretty good. On cuts, excellent. So, let's just look at those two players. All right, guys. Well, I've been talking here for about 30 minutes. I wanted to keep it to 30 minutes this time. Oh, crap. There we go. All right. Shut up. Is Notre Dame going to be what we need to cure our ills? It better be. Because this is a game that we need if we're going to win the ACC. And we need to show improvement. We need to show more organization on defense. And we need to show, the offense statistically has been fine. Statistically, the offense is efficient. We're shooting well. It just seems like at times we don't have the right guys doing the right things. It's the defense that has been a disaster. And that's surprising, but not surprising because it's Virginia. Not surprising because we're so inexperienced. And just seems to be a lot of chaos. The team seems to be a little bit lost in chaos. And that needs to settle down. It's going to be difficult to settle down in this COVID season, but hopefully getting in the conference, we'll start to see it settle down in this game this afternoon. It's 6 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 3 o'clock here. We might have an instant reaction. We'll see. The last one didn't go all that well technically and all that, but it did turn into a really nice podcast with Zach Carey. Check it out on our site if you want to. And then one programming note, we're going to have a podcast episode coming up sometime in the near future. We've got Steve Swanson. We talked to him last night. Great interview. Whether or not you're a women's soccer fan, you should enjoy it because you'll hear a little bit about the challenges of dealing with COVID and the challenges of coaching a team with COVID and the impacts and what our coaches and administrators are having to put up with to put teams out there for us to watch. So, all right, guys. I hope you're prepared for the game. Got some things to look out for. And I'm not going to make a prediction. No, I am going to make a prediction. Hell with it. We're going to play a lot better today. And we're going to go 1-0 in the ACC with a 3-point win. All right. So there you go. Wahoo, everybody.